Since it was designated in 2001 as a free international city, Jeju Island has been pushing to create an English education city, attracting several world-renowned schools from overseas. The first international school to open doors was North London Collegiate School, Jeju. And joining us this morning is the school's principal, Mr. Peter Daly. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, and a pleasure to be here.
Right. And now tell us about the school. I know the home school in the UK has a rich history of 160 years.
That's right, yeah, 161 years, yeah, founded by Frances Mary Buss, who was a big educationalist back in the UK. She founded the school for girls only. So our school in Jeju is slightly different in its boarding and is a mixed school.
And I believe this is the first international branch of the school in Jeju. Why did you choose Jeju Island of all the potential places in Korea and around the world?
Yes, it is their first venture overseas. They wanted to come into Asia because it's the happening place as we know it back in the UK. Really, it was the Korean government. The Korean government approached NLCS back in the UK. They obviously knew they had a tradition of success. It's a very prestigious school, very successful. And so really they were asked to come here and of course jumped at the opportunity. You know, I know and they know and everybody knows that there is a real passion for education in Korea. You know, for us, you're always top of all the league tables in terms of maths and science and English as well. So yes, it's a very attractive place to come because the people are so favourable towards education. They see it as so important. So yeah, a very, very important reason in coming out to Korea.
You'll see the first graduating class next year, and maybe share with us some of the most accomplished students that you've seen.
We have 56 students who are busily working towards their IB diploma, which is their pre-university. Yeah, it's hard times for them, stressful, very demanding, but they're, as typical Korean students, they're rising to the challenge. They're writing their sort of college essays at the moment, putting their American and both UK sort of lists of colleges together. But yeah, they are outstanding students in many ways, and I think one thing that probably singles them out, a lot of them, is they have such great written English and such great spoken English. And I think it's to do with the immersion that they've had in the school. Because we're a boarding school, they're with us all the time. So it's not just in lessons where they speak English, they speak English outside of lessons. And they've made a positive attempt to do that. That's not, you know, that's not been imposed by us. They've actually made that choice, and I think it really has made them, will actually make them very, very different people and mark them out, particularly for universities, as people who have a much higher level of English than, say, most Korean students.
So most of the student body is Korean students, I get the feeling. Then there is that criticism that is it really a truly international school if most of the kids are from Korean natives? What do you have to say about that?
No, that's a very good point. We actually do have quite a divide. Our elementary school, junior school, is 80% Korean, and the senior school is 95%. But we are making really big inroads this year to changing that. It was always going to be the case that we had to appeal to the Korean market in the first 2 years of the school. You know, the school was supported by the Korean government. You know, one of the aims was to bring Koreans back from overseas and, in fact, deter them from going overseas for their education. So, yes, it is mostly Korean at the moment, but as we go forward, we're looking to promote the school this year in places like China, Malaysia, Hong Kong. So we look to next year of having a much more diverse, properly, as you call it, international school, instead of saying a British-Korean school.
And another criticism that international schools such as yours face is that it's schools for privileged kids, maybe. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah. I mean, I've read those headlines and seen that in the media, and it is a bit unfair. A lot of our parents make great sacrifices to send their children to our school. You know, for them it's an investment, and it's something that they are prepared to use their savings for or to use their hard-earned wages and salaries for. So, you know, our children don't all come from very wealthy and well-off backgrounds. A lot of them, you know, are coming from a range of backgrounds, and it's much more diversified than, say, some people in the media have portrayed. If you are to send your child outside of Korea to the UK or to the US or anywhere, you know, you've got the added costs there, which you haven't got in terms of sending them to Jeju.
And the students can be closer to their parents, for sure, right?
Yeah, and that's quite important.
What are some of the efforts that you're making to ensure that the student body is more diverse, and also maybe efforts that you're taking to make sure this school is more accessible to other students?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm working with JDC to try and provide as many scholarships and bursaries as possible for students, you know, and that can be a range of different people who could qualify for that. We have some already for students to enable them to actually access the school, and that would be extended to people, say, on Jeju and on the mainland for a variety of purposes.
Okay, we're almost out of time, but just quickly, future plans for the school.
Well, future plans for the school, once we get this first graduating class through, and I expect big things from them, I do think they'll achieve very high IB grades, get to some of the best colleges in America and universities around the world. Once we have that established, I would really see NLCS Jeju as going on to be one of the best, if not the best, international school in the world.
You look very proud to have the first graduating class, almost like a proud father there. Congratulations and good luck in your future endeavors.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, and it was a pleasure to come onto your show today.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the invitation.